Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. In this video, we would like to present the result of our discussion about idioms. But before we start our presentation, let me introduce the team member of Group 1. The first one is me, Diki Hermawan, and then my friends Nabila, Navia, Keisha, and Naina. So we have chosen 5 idioms, and in this presentation, we will explain their meanings, give example, and also provide the translation in Bahasa Indonesia. And without any further ado, let's get into it.
And before giving the example of idioms, I would like to give a brief explanation about the definition of idioms itself. So according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, an idiom is an expression in the usage of a language that is peculiar to itself in having a meaning that cannot be translated from the conjoined meanings of the words. For example, like up in the air for undecided, because up in the air itself like literally meaning up in the air, like being floating or flying in the air, but in this context the phrase up in the air means undecided.
So the first idiom is don't teach your grandma to suck eggs. This idiom might sound strange at first, but it carries a clear and important meaning. It is used to tell someone not to try to teach or explain something to a person who already has much experience or knowledge than they do. In simple terms, it means don't try to teach an expert something basic. Let me give you an example. During a business meeting, a man named Jack started explaining basic marketing strategies to Miss Linda. However, Miss Linda had been working in the field of marketing for over 30 years. While Jack was talking, one of the senior staff members quietly said he really shouldn't teach his grandma to suck eggs. This meant that Jack was trying to explain something too basic to someone who already understood it very well. It made him look a bit foolish because he didn't realize how experienced Miss Linda actually was. In Bahasa Indonesia, we could translate the situation like this. Dalam rapat bisnis, Jack mulai menjelaskan strategi pemasaran dasar kepada Ibu Linda, seorang wanita yang telah berpengalaman selama 30 tahun di bidangnya. Salah satu staf senior berbisik, seharusnya dia tidak mengajari neneknya menghisap telur. This idiom reminds us to be careful when giving advice or explaining something. Before we do that, we should think, does this person already know what I'm saying? If the answer is yes, it might be better to stay quiet and listen instead.
For the next idiom is go on a wild goose chase. For the word by word meaning is go on mean pergi or memulai, a wild goose means seekor angsa liar, and chase means perburuan atau pengejaran. For the sentence by sentence meaning, go on a wild goose chase means pergi mengejar atau memburu angsa liar. For the overall meanings is to pursue something pointless, impossible, or unlikely to be succeed. Atau melakukan pencarian atau usaha yang sia-sia karena tidak akan membuahkan hasil, atau mengejar sesuatu yang mustahil dan tidak ada. For the example of the use of these idioms is, I spent the whole afternoon looking for that old receipt. What a wild goose chase. And I trying to find the missing document without knowing where to look was just a wild goose chase. These two example is show someone that doing something that pointless or useless, like you looking for that old receipt and then you don't know where to look, or you're looking for some document but you don't have any clue where is the document. So you can use this idiom to express that kind of situation.
And then the next example of idiom is emit smoke from 7 orifices. So in this sentence, orifices itself actually means like holes or the openings of someone's head. For example, like mouth, nose, ears, and also eyes. So we have 7 orifices in our head, and it means the idiom means that when someone is extremely angry or furious so much, it is as if like they will emit smoke from their seven orifices, like smoke will come out of their nose, their mouth, their ears, and also their eyes in a minute. That's why when when someone gets angry, we can say he got mad, as if he will emit smoke from seven orifices. And for the example of this idiom is, after finding out that his little brother crashed his new motorcycle, Tom gets so angry it looked like he was emitting smoke from seven orifices. So setelah mengetahui bahwa motornya dirusakkan oleh adiknya, Tom menjadi sangat marah, seolah-olah asap akan keluar dari 7 lubang di kepalanya.
Next idiom is make a pig's ear of something. This idiom means doing something badly, wrongly, or in a messy way. Yang bisa berarti, idiom ini berarti melakukan sesuatu dengan cara yang buruk, salah, atau berantakan. It's often used when someone tries to do something but fails or makes a big mistake. Sering digunakan ketika seorang mencoba melakukan sesuatu tetapi gagal atau membuat kesalahan besar. Example, form the image. He offered to paint that bedroom but made a pig's ear of it. Yang berarti dia mencoba mengecat kamar itu, tapi hasilnya sangat buruk atau berantakan.
Alright, and the last idiom is sold down the river. It means betraying someone, especially someone who trusts you the most. Or in Indonesian we can say dikhianati atau dijual begitu saja. For example, in sentence, after years of loyal service, he felt sold down the river when the company let him off without warning. Or in Indonesian we can say, setelah semua pengorbanannya, dia merasa dijual begitu saja.
And then the next is proverb. So according to Cambridge Dictionary, proverbs is a short statement usually known by many people for a long time that gives advice or expresses some common truth. So each country can have a different kind of proverbs. So maybe in Indonesian we have this proverb, and in America they have that proverb, and both of them are actually correct because both of them give advice or expresses common truth in their own nations. And the first example of proverb, we have an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So satu apel sehari bisa menjauhkan kita dari dokter. What does it mean? So in this proverb, it means that when we eat healthy food, especially when we eat them regularly, it can help us to stay healthy, of course, and also avoid the need to see the doctor. And for the example, we have Sarah. Sarah eats an apple every day as a part of her healthy diet. Over time, she stays fit and rarely gets sick, showing how good habits can prevent illness. So after Sarah eats an apple every day, she can keeps herself from seeing the doctor because she gets healthy, she stays fit, and also she rarely gets sick.
The second proverb is the frog does not drink up the pond in which it lives. This proverb means that we should not damage or destroy the place or community that we depend on to live. It teaches us to respect the nature, other people, and the system that help us to survive, such as water, air, and land. Let me give you an example. A company was polluting a river near a village. After the villagers' protest, the company finally stopped. They realized that the frog does not drink up the pond in which it lives. In bahasa Indonesia, we can say, katak tidak akan menenggak air di kolam tempat ia tinggal, yang artinya adalah kita tidak seharusnya merusak atau menghancurkan lingkungan atau komunitas tempat kita bergantung untuk hidup. And the example sentence would be, perusahaan itu akhirnya berhenti mencemari sungai setelah warga protes. Mereka sadar bahwa katak tidak akan menenggak air di kolam tempat ia tinggal. This proverb reminds us to protect and take care of our surroundings, just like the frog needs its pond to live. We also need clean air, water, and healthy environment to survive.
And then for the next proverb is a stitch in time save 9. For the words by word meaning is a stitch means satu jahitan, in time tepat waktu atau pada waktunya, save menyelamatkan atau menghemat, 9 9. And then for the sentence by sentence meaning, a stitch in time save 9 means satu jahitan yang dilakukan tepat waktu bisa menyelamatkan 9 jahitan kemudian. And then for the overall meaning, taking preventive or corrective action early will prevent bigger problems later. Atau menangani masalah sejak awal akan mencegahnya menjadi lebih parah. Atau melakukan tindakan pencegahan atau perbaikan lebih awal akan menghindarkan masalah yang lebih besar di kemudian hari. Atau dalam peribahasa Indonesia, lebih baik mencegah daripada mengobati. For the example, I fixed the leak when it was small. You know what? They say, a stitch in time save 9. And then she got her car serviced before the engine failed. A stitch in time save 9. So this proverb means that to do a preventive solution before the problem get bigger.
Next proverb is many hands make light work. This proverb means that a task becomes easier and faster when people work together. Yang peribahasa ini berarti suatu pekerjaan akan lebih mudah dan cepat jika dikerjakan bersama-sama. So it teach a simple truth or advice. Teamwork helps get things done more easily. Peribahasa ini memberi nasihat bahwa kerjasama membuat segalanya lebih mudah diselesaikan. Example from the image. In the kitchen, many hands make light work if those hands are working toward the same goal. Ini berarti jika semua orang membantu di dapur, pekerjaan jadi lebih mudah dan cepat selesai.
Alright, and the last proverb is the leopard doesn't change its spots. It means that people don't change their true nature even if they try to appear different. Or in Indonesian we can say, sifat asli memang sulit untuk diubah. And for the example in sentence, he promised to be better, but he's still lying. A leopard doesn't change its spot. Or in Indonesian we can say, dia berjanji akan berubah, tapi masih suka berbohong. Sifat asli memang susah diubah.
And that's all from our result of discussion about the example of proverb and also idioms. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.